typically get paid in US dollars because we're a global business. And you go and check, what's the US dollar to Australian, for example, exchange rate. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm going to get X. And then you find out you've got X less 5 to 7% sometimes, it looks like. You're going, I feel like I've been dudded by the bank on this exchange rate. And there is no transparency on that by the bank. There is no revelation of that. So
we're going to change that. We're going to change that dramatically. So we're going to, our roadmap says, we're going to give you something called a staged account, which is an umbrella account that lives above all your accounts that allows you to do something really special. First of all, it allows you to, so one of the fallacies that people assume with small businesses, they have all their money tidily in one bank account and they make payments from that account. It never happens like that. They pay with their air miles, Qantas or whoever your airline of choice is. They pay with their points from whatever. They borrow money from people. They use personal credit cards. They do all sorts of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. They're running a small business. That's what they do. But they don't have anywhere where they can pool all that together in one place to pay for stuff. First thing we're going to do is allow them to do that. And we're going to allow them to do that while decoupling that, staging layer from the payment preference of the person that wants to be paid. So you want to be paid, Jeff, using Bitcoin. Someone else wants to be paid using air miles. Someone else wants to be paid with a wire transfer. Someone else wants to be paid with a credit card. We will decouple those and handle that translation while all the while reducing the cost to as near to zero as we can get it. And the way we're going to do that is very simply this. Apart from allowing you to pull all your funds together, we're going to allow you to enter into escrow relationships. What do I mean by that? So I've got $1,000 bill to pay Jeff. I can put that money aside. It could be cobbled together from air miles and personal loans and God knows what. You don't need to see how I put it together, but you need to know that you're going to get paid. You're going to get a payment guarantee from Markeez for those funds. And once we agree that the goods have been delivered or the service rendered, we both click yes, and you get paid. That's going to reduce the cost dramatically, because to get that from a financial institution or from another institution is actually quite expensive. We're working with some big partners to do that. The next step is we'll actually run a net settlement system. So Hany owes Jeff $1,000, Jeff owes Mary $500, Mary owes Sue $200, and so it goes. Instead of moving all those individual transactions around with your 3% costs or whatever, we'll just settle the net between all of us. So the net positions, again, huge saving. And by the way, while we're at it, we'll write those transactions to your accounting system in real time, so you don't even have to worry about doing that. And then last but not least, and this is the kicker, we're going to run an auction model to allow you to finance or factor individual transactions. And what does that mean for listeners listening in? I have $1,000 bill for you, Jeff, and I want someone else to finance it. I don't have the money, but I've been on this platform for a while and I know I'm good for it. I'll put out a request that says, who wants to finance this one transaction? Not my company, just this one transaction. And people will bid on that, and I can pick whichever lender I want for that one transaction. And then you and I, for that same transaction, might be on 90-day payment terms, but you want to be paid early. Now, in Australia, if you're a small business and you do business with a big retailer, like one of the big ones there, like Coles or whatever, they'll typically say, sure, we'll pay you early, but we want a 20% discount on the bill. You'll be able to put that transaction out to bid and say, who wants to factor this? I want to be paid tomorrow instead of in 90 days. And because we have so much rich data on the platform, people will bid to factor that transaction for you again, saving you a fortune on that.